New video time! Guys, I am Yard Offside FM, and it is very nice to see you again. This is episode 16 of The Triumph, my Football Manager 2017 Let's Play series as Hell's Teeth FC in the Tuvaluan A Division. Welcome back for episode 16, guys. You'll remember in episode 15, we were in the OFC Champions League, and unfortunately we did lose. Not expected to get a result, but still it was a little bit disappointing to go down the way that we did, especially because we played pretty well. We are officially out of the Champions League now. You can see we finished bottom of Group D, but one nice little thing you can see there, we managed to get ourselves a draw against Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay, a huge team, at least as far as Oceania is concerned, the champions of the New Zealand Premiership. And we managed to get a smashing 3-3 draw with them that I'm very, very happy about. We obviously saw the Kosa match that finished 1-2. We then took on Oro. This is a pretty dreary performance. We didn't create a lot in front of goal, and in retrospect, I wish I hadn't used the Tengako formation, more defensive. I think if we'd gone on the front foot and maybe tried to get a result, we could have done something, but instead we gave away a penalty conceded by Molesi Aliu, who of course scored that fantastic free kick goal for us against Kosa. Well, against Oro we gave away a penalty. It was slotted away by Yasasa, and the club from Papua New Guinea defeated us 1-0. So for the Hawke's Bay game, we were already out. I figured, you know what, let's go on the attack. Let's use the Awendo, the 3-4-3 formation. What do we have to lose? I figured we'd probably get destroyed, 7 or 8-0. Instead, guys, look at that. A 3-3 result against Hawke's Bay. Granted, Hawke's Bay had already qualified by that time, so they were, I believe, using a weakened team. They went 2-0 up after about a half an hour of play, and I thought, well, here comes that 7-0 result. However, we managed to fight our way back into this game here with some fantastic goals. You can see James Lapile launch down the left there by a long ball, and Ward there at the far post to just slot that away. Maybe poorly defended from Hawke's Bay. Perhaps the goalkeeper should have come out. That cross was not very far in front of him. He probably easily could have picked it out of the air. Or that was a ground cross rather, so he probably could have snapped that up as it screamed across the face of goal. So maybe poor goalkeeping, but good to us. We have the deficit. Then this goal was even better. Ward on the right, Moeaga volleys it into the top left-hand corner. You obviously can't see because this was 2D Classic, but that was a volley of a cross, and it was a really difficult finish for Samaya Moeaga, but he was absolutely at the top of his game against Hawke's Bay here. Then we managed to actually go in front, and I was absolutely dancing at this point. An own goal from Anton Newmarch. I decided to stay on the attack, though, stay positive in this match, and Ben O'Keefe did get an equalizer for Hawke's Bay, but wasn't too disappointed about that. Again, I was expecting to lose this match heavily, so to come away with a 3-3 draw, absolutely outstanding, and we can say that we left the O-League with a bit of pride, really. And in fact, I haven't actually checked the board's review of our competition performance in the O-League. Let's see what they said. They're pleased that the team attempted to be competitive in the O-League, so met expectations. That's good. Good that they're not too angry at us. As far as the financial impact of the O-League is concerned, you can't see the spike in the overall balance just quite yet, but if you look at the profit loss this month, 15,000, actually almost 16,000 pounds to the good. That's already most of the majority of this season's profit. You can see income there, over 18,000 pounds. Expenditure was slightly high, but that was mostly just travel costs, and I was honestly expecting expenditure to be much, much worse. Took a lot of revenue in from gate receipts, as you can see. Looks like clubs take in a percentage of the gate receipts, even though the OFC Champions League group stage is played at a neutral venue. And of course, we did get a little bit of TV revenue as well, just over £1,000 for that. So yeah, in the club in a good financial situation at the current time. Our projection has gone way, way up in terms of our balance by the end of the 2021 season. Actually, that's the 2020 season, so even sooner than that. We are projected to be at $250,000 pounds for our overall balance, which is very good news because we're going to need that balance to go up if we ever want to go semi-professional. So we are going to be starting the A division in the live com today, guys. We are taking on Hameamimi. So I've been complaining about Hameamimi basically in every live com of this series, complaining about how I hate them, about how they're a team that always manages to get results over us, and I keep saying, I'm going to do a Hameamimi live com. I'm going to do a Hameamimi live com. Well, guess who we've drawn? Guess who the fixture computer spat out for the first day of the season here? We're playing Hameamimi. As you can see here, the 2016 season, they were absolutely our bogey team. We finished third in the league. I believe Hameamimi finished somewhere around 10th or 11th, so very close to the bottom. But they constantly were getting results over us. It was very frustrating. You can see here, this first ever match we played against him, it was a friendly, not much concerning about that, aside from the fact that it was a 1-1 draw, and I remember thinking we should have won that game. The next game against them, we were very, very poor. I remember this one. It was early on in the A division in 2016. They went ahead early, second minute, and then we absolutely looked like dog shit for the rest of the game. Never really fought our way back into it. Never looked like we had any desire to. And then we started this terrible run of matches where they kept getting very late goals to steal points from us here. You can see we went up in the second half with 12 minutes to go. We were 2 goals to the good, but then 88th minute from Maitoga, 90th minute from Vailele, and they managed to snatch a point away from us in the Independence Cup group stage. Very frustrating. The next match was the final match against Hameamimi in the A division in the 2016 season. Similar story. Talmafai Tui put us in front just after halftime, and Togavai Stanley, who has a very good goal-scoring record against us, scored in stoppage time to steal a point there. We had a friendly against them at the start of the 2017 season, and again, Togavai Stanley with a very late goal. On that occasion, they managed to win. Now, the caveat here is that in 2017, we started really sort of finding them out and getting the results that I think, really deserved all along. 4-1, we defeated them in the A Division, 5-1 in the A Division later on, and of course, we had that good victory in the Christmas Cup first round over them. It was a tight one, but we performed much better, and James Lapaio got the extra time goal to send us through to the quarterfinal there. So Hameamimi, always a challenging fixture for us. As I've said repeatedly, a team that I don't particularly care for very much, just because they always seem to really play with a lot of heart against us and are constantly managing to get good results. But hopefully this run of 3 straight victories is something that we can continue today. So let's get into this live com against Hameamimi, guys. I've already sorted out the team, so we'll go through that in a little bit. Holy shit, 616 tickets sold. That's not a bug or something, is it? Wow, I guess our performance in the Champions League has really drawn some new fans to Hell's Teeth as a club, because that is a very large attendance for the Tuvalu Sports Ground. That's like half the town right there. That's pretty remarkable. 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and we don't know anything about our referee. I think he's pretty lenient, though, if I remember correctly. Okay, let's get into the team selection for this game. We're going to stick with the 3-4-3 attacking Owendo formation, because it served us so well against Hawke's Bay. I think I do look back on the O-League and sort of have a little bit of a twinge of regret, thinking, what if I'd used this in the first 2 matches? Maybe we would have, gotten points from those matches too, but everything's a learning experience, and hopefully we're in the Champions League next year as well, and we can really kind of go on the front foot in the 2019 O-League. And but to do that, we obviously have to perform well in the A division. So we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. We need 3 points here today against Hameamimi, and I think we can do it. We have a back line of Alasana, Vailele, and Ofati, so 2 younger guys here. Ofati really sort of spearheading that back line, very much the experienced man. In midfield, we go with Fiamalua and Pearson. Pearson just coming back actually very recently from that chest injury that forced him out of the entire group stage of the Champions League. We're glad to have him back. His condition is not in fantastic shape, and his match sharpness is atrocious. So I expect we'll have to take him off at some point, close to halftime. But I wanted to get him back in here because I think we really did look worse without him during the Champions League campaign. We go with Lima Lofa on the left wing, Talogo on the right. No Aliu today. I'm resting him. He's just looking a little bit on the tired side after featuring for really 270 minutes in the O-League, so he's a bit exhausted. Excuse me, guys. Just a bit of a frog in my throat. And then we go up front. We're going with James Lapayo and Ward, and then Tini Lau, who was playing in midfield for most of the preseason and for the Champions League. We're going to move him up to complete forward because he can play as a striker and can play quite well, and that gives us a chance to rest Samaya Moeaga. All right, so let's get into the match here. We're being told that there's match sharpness issues. Yep, I know. Predicting a win for Hell's Teeth, that's what the media says, at least. Bookmakers are putting us at as the favorites, but of course they lost a lot of money by the price they gave us for a draw in the Champions League. A bunch of punters won a lot of money on that one. Is there anything else here? Who's their key man? Their target man has the ability to pose a constant threat to the opponent's defense. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have to mark him specifically if he's tending to do really well. Tunnel interview. The question is, your team selection has offered little by way of surprise today. Are you confident ahead of kickoff? I don't know. I'm looking forward to the game. Hameamimi are always a tough opponent. They sure are. And it should be entertaining for the supporters. Okay. Go right through here. Team talk. What shall we tell the players? We obviously are the favorites. That's going to be something that has to be considered. Should I... What's under calm? I can tell them to show me what they can do. I could tell them that we should be winning this without any problem at all. I don't like the idea of that team talk. You know what? Maybe for the fans. Let's give the fans a performance. There are quite a few... Nope. No reaction. Oh, great. Good job, guys. A team full of absolutely apathetic gentlemen who don't care about the fans at all, apparently. Sorry, Hell's Teeth supporters. Guess the lads don't care much for you. Okay, we've kicked things off here against our arch rivals, Hameamimi. Fiamalua managed to keep control of that. Lapayo's on the ball. Ward now. Could we have a highlight from kickoff? There is a foul. First minute, we appear to have a free kick here. Alasana will take it. Alasana a screaming blast off of that free kick, but it has gone wide of the post. And now Hameamimi have a highlight in the second minute. Avia, Fakatoafe, Tapea. Come on, boys, get it out of there. Looking vulnerable on the wing here, which is something that can happen with this Owendo formation. Tapase just tips that wide. I thought it was going to go off his hands and into the back of the net, but it does go wide of the goal. That's headed away by Pearson. Tini Lau still has a chance, though. He lets it run out, and that's a throw-in for Hameamimi. Does look like there's going to be a fair bit of action in this one. Was that... I think that was Fiamalua crossing that over. Did he just cross that over for Hameamimi? Why didn't he just play it out the end line? That was a terrible decision. I must have just not seen it right. At any rate, Fiamalua now, we are on the attack, and there has been a foul in the box by Hameamimi, and we are going to have a penalty here. James Lapayo will take it. James Lapayo was taking a penalty before us, but he missed it. So this is a little... We'll see if he can get his first for Hell's Teeth. Yeah, I thought maybe the goalkeeper got a hand to it, but it is in the back of the net. We are 1-0 up against Hameamimi. Well done, James Lapayo. Gets himself off the mark for this A-Division season, and hopefully he can be our leading league goal scorer once again in 2018. Oh, that was a dreadful penalty. And the goalkeeper should have done much better. I think I'm not being too harsh when I say that. It looks like we could have numbers here in this highlight. Tini Lau, if he can get it forward for Lapayo, he does. It's a little far wide. Lapayo will have to cross it in. Instead, he dribbles around his man, finds Fiamalua. Can we build a play from the back here? Pearson out to the wing for Lima Lofa. Good cross in, and it is Lapayo's second of the day. A brace for James Lapayo. We are 2-0 up against our rivals, Hameamimi. Hopefully there won't be another valiant stoppage time performance from Hameamimi. That would be very, very upsetting. But that's a really nice cross from Lima Lofa, who is really come into things toward the end of the 2017 season, and here in the Alasana puts that on target, had to be saved, and he's continued to play well for us here so far in 2018. Very early days, of course, but Lima Lofa taking his time with that clearance. Eventually he does, though. So the team performing well here, and I think the huge gulf in class of between the A division and our opponents in the Champions League, the fact that we've been playing football at a higher level, even if only for 3 matches, I think maybe does prepare us well for the A division, and certainly it's helped to get our match fitness up, which is an advantage we'll have over other teams in the A division. Tuvalu can launch that long for Lapio. Can Lapio find Tini Lau? Yes. Tini Lau may look right for Ward. He does. Ward. Go on, boy. The 16-year-old plays it back to Pearson. Pearson to Lapio. Tini Lau. Ward. It's a horrendous first-time effort from Ololofa Ward, who, of course, played so well against Hawke's Bay. I'm hoping he can carry his good form through, but thus far, through 45 minutes, Ward maybe not having the best performance, although with a 6.7 rating, he's not awful. So let's have a look at our condition. I think we are going to have to take off Tofikai Pearson. 45 minutes is probably all he's going to be able to muster for us. He did very, very well. I'm pleased with how he performed, and such a great servant to the club ever since day one, and I'm very glad that we've got him back. As for who we're going to bring on in his replacement, Tusela would be the obvious option. Tusela looks like he's not quite as good condition-wise as Filioma and Sio, but he is a significantly better player, so I'm just going to go with the obvious option of bringing on Tusela. We're going to move him over to center defender, though, because both he and Fiamalua will be better suited then. Okay, so the halftime team talk. We've performed very, very well. I don't want the players to get too complacent, though. So is that something I should mention to them? Perhaps. I think I may do that. Let's go with an assertive team talk. Don't get complacent. Things can turn around very quickly. One player reacts poorly, Ofati, but everybody else reacting well. Okay. So let's get into this second half here, guys. As I mentioned, Hameamimi are the sort of team that can bring about some late heroics, and that is not something I will be particularly thrilled with if it happens once again. But we have won 3 on the trot against Hameamimi, so hopefully the red and green will continue will extend their losing run against the Orange Demons here. Tuvalu, Fiamalua, could this be another highlight? Tuvalu can whip a good ball in if he can get clear of his man. That's run over the end line. Very, very bad decision from the Hameamimi goalkeeper. He could have just let that run. Right? Maybe he didn't know where he was. Unnecessary corner, and this could be another attack from Hell's Teeth. Lima Lofa lets that run out, and I think that's the end of the highlight. Lima Lofa with a free kick. Now Ofati gets it on target and scores. Well done, Ofati, who's the player who reacted poorly in the team talk, so that'll help his morale, give his morale a boost. A good headed goal from the free kick there. That was a nice free kick. Wow, just glancing header. Very, very difficult. But he fools the Hameamimi defense, and we are 3-0 up now. Well done, Ofati. The center back can also slot. Oh, it could be Ward in the middle. No. It looks like that has come to nothing. But a real collector's item from I'm sorry, I can't remember his first name. Ofati. Tini Lau could have a shot here. He does. That's too close to the goalkeeper. But it is another corner. We are 3-0 up and very much looking like the better team here. So good news on that front. Lima Lofa will have another shot at this. That one is again. I mean, really, there's been a few howlers from the Hameamimi goalkeeper on the day. You have to say some very bad decisions. He manages to pick that out of the air, but he's really been a contributing factor to our success. There is no doubt about that. Alasana with another free kick. Oof, barely saved. Looks like he managed to get a fair bit of power behind that one, and the Hameamimi goalkeeper had to claw that one away. I think maybe we should check on condition. Looks like Fiamalua is looking a little worse for wear. Vailele a bit tired as well. Which one should I take off? Fiamalua, I'm not sure we have any good options for substitution, so I'm going to ask him to at least temporarily soldier on. And Vailele, I think, will be the guy that we pull. Who are our options? We have Masoli Eti, and Eti's still not quite match fit, so giving him the time, giving him a half hour, 25 minutes on the pitch here will help him really get his match sharpness up, because he is absolutely one of my favorite players in the history of Hell's Teeth. The towering 6'6" defender, such a vital player for us, and he has me listed as one of his favorite personnel. We really a mutual admiration between Imo Suoliki, head coach of Hell's Teeth, and Masolia Eti, the really attribute-wise poor but incredibly reliable defender for us. Such a club legend, Masolia Eti. I'll be devastated when he leaves. So Hameamimi now making a substitution. 3-0 up here with only 20 minutes to go. It's looking like Hameamimi will not be pulling off any rousing comebacks. No highlights here. Of course, I've jinxed it. Now Hameamimi will probably score from a highlight. No, Alassana tackles so well, and Fiamalua got men in front of him. Tini Lau has a couple options. He goes for the one on the left. Lapaio can look for Ward. He shoots it on his own and hammers it into the back of the net. James Lapaio with a brace. His third goal of the season. Actually, has he scored 3 times today? Have I lost track? I think he may have. That may have. I stand corrected. This may be a hat trick. Oh, what a shot from James Lapaio. Absolutely cracking strike. It looks like their goalkeeper did get a hand to it, but he still couldn't palm it clear of the post. And James Lapaio looking absolutely outstanding today, isn't he? We may have another highlight here as well. Tusela on the ball. He finds Tini Lau. He's got Ward in front of him. Goes back for Fiamalua. Will Fiamalua find Ward? No, he's dispossessed. Hameamimi could counter here. It's been a long time since we've won in a live comm, guys, so I'm really thrilled that we're playing as well as we are in this one. Lapaio in tons of space now. Can he score again? It's off the bar. Oh, James Lapaio. We need to find out how many goals he scored today, because I sound like an idiot not knowing how many goals he scored. Stats, player ratings, goals. James Lapaio has got himself a hat trick. What an absolutely outstanding player he is turning into. I believe he's only 24 or 25, so, still got a fair bit of growing to do. Could we get another goal here from this set piece? No, but luckily Fiamalua cleans that up, and there will be no counterattack from Hameamimi. He needs to play it back. He has for Tapase. Fiamalua looking exhausted. We probably should bring him off. We can bring on another central midfielder, but it'll be somebody like Filioma or Sio, somebody who's not very good, essentially. Ward holding up the play well. Fiamalua with a great ball over to Lima Lofa, who's been outstanding today. Tusela manages to gather that one up, the Hameamimi goalkeeper. Really, the first poor cross of the day from Lima Lofa. Could this be Lapaio again? It's tackled away well. Tusela, Fiamalua, Ward, Tusela, Tini Lau, Lapaio, Ward. That was a great chance for Olalofa Ward. Couple of pretty dreadful misses from Ward today, which is, he's still such a young player. I can't be too harsh on him. He's only 16 years old, and I've brought him in, bigging him up like he's the future of the club, which I think he is. But, obviously we do have to be patient with him. He's still a young man, and I think we can't be too hard on him for a bad performance or two. He scored and provided an assist in the Champions League, in the OFC Champions League. And we're a club from Tuvalu. Nobody expected us to get that result against Hawke's Bay. And Ward was absolutely instrumental in helping us to get that result. So certainly something that we can be proud of. Have I just taken off the wrong man? I believe I have. No. Here we are. Fiamalua, and we're going to bring him on for... we're going to bring... See, their names are too close together. That's what's tripping me up. We're bringing on Filioma for Fiamalua. I'm obviously not from the South Pacific. Don't blame me. I don't know how to pronounce these things. Looks like these two guys not very well suited to either role. We'll go with this one, but that is not ideal. Good thing we're 4-0 up here. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, being too hard on Ward. He's still young. He's going to have a few stinker performances, but eventually he'll really kind of find his feet. I really do think Olalefa Ward is going to be around in this save for a very long time. He's a stellar talent, and he's only got room to grow, really. Looks like there could be one more chance for Hell's Teeth here. Filioma, Teeny Lau, Lapaya, Ward. That's an assist for Ward as Teeny Lau makes it 5-0. Was that onside? Yes, it was. Yeah, 5-0 to the Orange Demons, and this is a rout now at the Tuvalu Sports Ground. Great passing movement. Teeny Lau heads it over to Lapaya. Ward heads it back in. That's a fantastic team goal there from Hell's Teeth. Absolutely great work, guys. And let me tell you, for all of the trouble that I had with it in Season 1, the 2016 season, this 3-4-3 formation could be Teeny Lau now if he gets on his horse. No, it's cleaned up. For all the trouble we had in 2016 with the 3-4-3 Awendo, it has turned into our best formation by far, it looks like now, this 3-4-3. I mean, we score goals for fun with it, and we actually defend pretty well as well because we just control the play. Other teams just can't seem to get a sniff of possession. Oh, I thought Teeny Lau was going to score there with that first-time shot, but it has gone over the bar. A great match for Hell's Teeth fans. You know, perhaps for the neutral, this one's not going to be very exciting, just because it has been such a blowout. But, I mean, I'm delighted. I'm absolutely thrilled at how we've played in this match. I think we can be very, very proud. It's about time we started a season off on the right foot because in 2016, 2017, we really didn't start those seasons particularly well. So hopefully we can get ourselves off to a great start here. And winning 5-0 against really your arch nemesis is a pretty good way to do that. It's a pretty good way to start. Obviously going to praise the players for that. Very pleased with the result and your performance. Everybody's looking very confident. Oh, I mean, this was a great match. Really glad I did this as a live com, guys, because you have had to put up with some pretty crappy results over the last few live coms. So this one's for anybody who is a fan of this series here, this 5-0 victory. This one is dedicated to you. I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Obviously, we have gone top of the A division. I'm not sure who will be playing in the next live com. Let's see who we've got. Tofaga, that one is... I mean, they're really the only team that can challenge us, I think, for the A division this season. So tentatively, we're going to plan on doing this Tofaga match in mid-May as our next live com. I've been Yard Offside FM, guys. Please like, please subscribe, and please come back for episode 17 of The Triumph.